Hey folks, it's Dan Gage coming back at you. I think Adam says that. Dan Gage with another video. We've got me bringing us in a little song I wrote called Ya Dog, an instrumental tune. The point I wanted to make by playing that tune is that it's a little head that I came up with. This video, I've been thinking about this for about 6 months, and I really do think about these videos before I make them. And there's a delay because you have to really put some ideas together sometimes. And this one's another philosophy video. It's all well and good to talk about licks and notes and techniques, and they are very important, as is practicing is very important, and all these things that we all talk about. But sometimes I think about stuff, and so I call it harmonica philosophy. I've done a few of them, and this philosophy I want to talk about. I want to talk about licks. I want to talk about time. I want to talk about not playing, and I want to talk about your fundamentals. So I play Ya Dog because talking about licks. You guys asked me for more low-hanging fruit, and I gave you some real basic, real reliable licks to play. The shake. Or the cotton lick. Okay, those are some real, you hear those a lot, but I guess the point I want to make, and the point that Jason makes, is that you want to get, so you learn people's licks in order to make your own. I am bored of hearing harmonica players stand on stage and play a collection of other people's licks. It's going to happen, don't get me wrong, we all do it, but there's got to be a break, and you have to strive for the break in your life when you create on your own. And to some extent, that means, for me, it means just playing. Okay, turn the CDs off, turn the brain off, turn the little Walter off, and just stick your harmonica in the mouth and play it. And every now and then, these ideas will come out, and that's where Ya Dog, for me, came. It's just one example. It just came to me one day, and I made a little tune out of it, and it's something that I can say, yes, I wrote that, it's me, and I want you guys to be able to do that too, but you can't if you don't sort of open yourself up to that. So I'm not going to give any more licks, because if you've got, another topic, fundamentals, you can develop your own licks. So if you know the scales, in my case, I learned by ear. I consider myself somewhat fortunate that I just heard them and picked up the licks and figured out how they work. But the blues scale, the pentatonic scale, these things give you the tools to say what notes fit in to the blues music that most of you guys are playing. And if you get your fundamentals, so you know the changes. Adam's got some great ones where he works you through the 12-bar progression. You know those things. You listen to them, and it's fundamentals. You've got your clear single notes. You can move between notes. You can bend notes at will and only hit the note that you mean. This is what. If you have fundamentals, then you'll get licks from practicing. So we don't need to learn licks. Learn licks, okay? But you don't need them, because at some point you can make your own licks. That's my point. I've learned 1,000,000 licks, and I can play along with 1,000,000 different CDs of harmonica stuff, but I don't do it on stage. The goal is to take it in, process it, imitate it, and spit out something that's your art. At least that's how I see the goal. And I play other people's licks on stage too. It's just moving towards that goal of me, of being you, being an entity, an artist on the instrument. Okay, so that's my spiel on licks and fundamentals. The next thing I want to talk about is time, and this is advice I got from Rod Piazza, and I think it's one of those like secrets, but I think it's really important to talk about. So if even one person gets something out of this, it helped me, and I think it'll help you. Is I don't know how to explain time, but I'll give you the one tip that I got from Rod. And he talked about varying your tempos. A lot of cats that I meet, a lot of harmonica players, and I've hung out with a million of you guys, and I love you all. A lot of you can't, what we call, get off the beat. you sort of get in a rut. And the only way I can really understand it is when Rod said to me, I sat in with him one time, and he said, you really have to vary, because I got caught in a rhythmic idea, and I played it through the whole song. So part of it is notes, part of it is space, but you have to actively think about change. So if I go, okay, that's like the head, but I could just as easily be like, so I played less notes in the same sort of space. Or when you're playing along with something, you don't always have to play a lick, you don't always have to play a run. Sometimes you can just go, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So you're playing, and you're soloing behind it. Okay, that's one rhythmic idea, pretty on the beat, right? Break it up. Keep changing it, okay? Punctuate different places, change it, play triples, play 16th. I can't express it because I learned by ear. My point is, look for the change, okay? Stop. Take a second. Take the harmonica away. Make yourself leave space. If you're a noodle player that hasn't got it all, a lot of you guys, it's every note every time, and that's cool to some degree, but listen to the really good guys, and even the guys that play a lot of notes will leave gaps, will leave space. So vary your time. I don't know how to explain it better than that, but think about that, and hopefully you'll get it. The last thing in this philosophy I'm going to talk about is don't play. This is what separates decent and good harmonica players from the annoying guy who gives us all a bad reputation. There are times when you just don't know what to do, and you look better if you don't play in a live setting. So you're playing with the band, and you're comping, and we all do this. We all play too much sometimes, and part of it is that little Walter was a genius and could play behind the vocals all the time. But sometimes you have to, when you're practicing, actively lay off the vocals. Sing. Maybe it's good to sing along so that you're not, when you get on stage, so to kind of back up. Look for spaces in the music to punctuate, to fill in when you're backing somebody up. But sometimes just don't. Maybe there's the first 12 bar where you don't play at all, and the second time then you punctuate between the singer's phrases. Think about this sort of stuff. Okay, a lot of us, we learn our licks, we get on stage, and we whack it. Okay, we just go blah, 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 and we give everything we've got. We don't think about it. When you get up there, or before you get up there, think. Okay, think about your fundamentals, and let the licks come out. Think about varying the time. Space and distance and punctuation and all these things to go. Da 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 dot da 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 da. Sing it. Just think about differences. Just let the music move you. I don't know. Again, I don't know how to teach it, but if you think about it, I think it will come to you. Don't play sometimes. Tell yourself this, and you will be better for it. I promise you. And always, always, always work on your fundamentals. Always work on your bends. Always work on the licks that you like, or the songs that you need to play, the heads of them. Learn new scales. Work on positions. All these things. That's my philosophy lesson for this session.